So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you the best way you can farm the Chi inside of Grow a Garden. Now, this is going to be pretty much applicable to any setup that you're working with. And then I'll have both the normal strategy and then the, the pro strategy, you could call it, because it requires a lot of stuff to go into it. So starting off with the first, just a little rundown of how the system works. So this is going to be an hourly event. And pretty much what's going to happen is the event will start, as you see, next is an event. It'll go for 10 minutes starting at the beginning of the hour. So it'll go till the 10 minutes into the hour. And pretty much what we're looking at is what'll happen is your plants, there's like this little orb that'll fly like this. The orb will fly off, right? It'll come over here. It'll land on a plant and it'll turn it into Tranquil. Now, this is the mutation that we're going to need. So Tranquil, I believe I have a few that are mutated, like this one right here. So it'll let out this little effect. Now, there's a chance that these words actually mean something, but I don't speak that language. So I guess we'll never know. If anyone wants to comment, what that actually means, if you know what that word actually, translate for into English. But what we're going to look at is the mutation. So what we're going to need to look at is alongside the mutation is the rarity of the plant. So the rarity is really what is the main factor to consider. So the higher the rarity, obviously, the better value on the trade-in. The highest is going to be Transcendent from the Bone Blossom. So hopefully from the previous, prehistoric update, everyone, at least got 1 or 2 Bone Blossoms. And so as you see, the Octopus and T-Rex, I'll cover that later and why that's important. But so we're going to use save slots. So obviously, if you don't want to mess up your main garden for this, because you're only going to have Divine at least, like genuinely delete everything else or use a second plot, which makes it so much easier. So we're going to only use this plot. And so the save slot, right, you can buy it. It's not too expensive if you, have a decent amount. And so what we're going to do is you're going to cop that thing, right? And then what we're going to look at is the setup. So layout doesn't really matter, but I would recommend plants that yield a ton of crops. So like the beanstalk's good, the sugar apple's good. I'll probably put down, I have a few sugar apple, 18 sugar apples. I'll probably put those down as well because you want to have it, I would just, in general, at least prismatic. And the reason for this is prismatic is, the best current obtainable ones, and this doesn't matter of like how rare the plant was or hard to get. It's just the rarity that matters. So like quite literally the for example, the Bone Blossom's Transcendent, so it has the highest trade-in. So if you can get the Tranquil mutation on the Bone Blossoms, or if you only have Bone Blossoms, because I know there was a duping glitch for a minute, and some people I know have like literally near 100 Bone Blossoms, so they could only use Bone Blossoms and get crazy value out of it. But I'm not one of those people, so we're going to be using some other things. Also, the only reason I have this cacao is because this one right here has a few mutations on it that I'm trying to spread with the T-Rex. So first thing to note is we're going to first look at the mutation. So when you get Tranquil, it will go to one plant, and I think you can get roughly 10 per event. So if you're looking at 10 and it's prismatic, you get an 8-point trade-in. So if you're looking at 80 points almost, or 80 Chi. Now, there's 2 ways you can trade in your Tranquil plants. This is going to be to the Monk Unk right here, which is what he was originally named, if you didn't know. Now he's Zen Channeler, which Unk Monk was way better. So you can do this to progress the tree growth right here. And then I believe that might actually impact the event, like giving you more out of it. But this also opens up more areas in the shop. So this is going to work like you upgrade it, which is kind of cool. So you'll upgrade your thing, right? And pretty much what's going to happen is there's going to be a, benefit out of this. So there's rarer stuff you further down, like a crystal for your pets, which does something that I don't know. And then there's also other things, but we're going to try to grind this thing first and then grind a Chi. So as you see, I have a ton, and say I can restock everything, which I really like that you can just pay restock, do it again, buy an egg while I'm at it, and stuff like that. And then I can, open these packs, because now I have these. So the being able to buy it is nice, but it like doubles, I think, the price progressively. So it goes like 500,000, a million, and it just progressively gets higher and higher. Now that is a bit of a pain, to be honest, but not too bad. Now the next thing is you can trade it in for Chi. So what we're going to do is take advantage of both macroing for both examples. So I have a video that should hopefully be at the end of this one on macros you can use. We are close to launching our own official macro. We're working out all the small fine details to finalize it. But make sure you join my Discord server because we both have a stock notifier for seeds, gear, eggs, cosmetics, even weather. Super nice, but we'll also post updates about the progress on the macro. And then the next thing is going to be this. So once you have the AFKing down, you're just going to AFK because that's really the best you can do for the mutation. And then after, long enough, you can join in and collect everything. But what you're going to do is probably go for a few hours, and you want to first calculate like how many plants you have. And then if you calculate like, okay, I'll get 10 per event, and then 10 per event then further means I'll get, you know, this many on my plants, and I can go for this many hours before practically every plant has the mutation. What the? And I'm not going to get anything. Like no more plants can be mutated. So that's what we're going to look at. And then you're going to just sit in AFK. Now the next method is going to be using same idea, but we're going to be using the T-Rex pet. So the reason why is the T-Rex, as you see, has the ability to, every around 19 minutes, will take a mutation off a plant and then spread it to plants around it. So in theory, right, if you can get the Tranquil mutation to be affected by this, it'll take the Tranquil mutation off one plant and then put it on 4 other plants, which is really broken. And I think at max level, it can do like 6. So you'll literally get like 6 extra plants with the mutation. And if it does it every 19 minutes, so pretty much 20 minutes, you'll get this 3 times if it obviously, you know, only does Tranquil. And obviously the more T-Rexes you have, the better. But furthermore, we also have the Mimic Octopus. So the Mimic Octopus can only do the T-Rex ability. So it'll, you know, just double our stats. So if we can get 8 extra Tranquil plants every 20 minutes, that would be really beneficial. If it's max level 12 extra, we'll just say 10. So if you can get 10 extra every 20 minutes and then 30, right, and then the 10 from the normal one, you can get 40 extra or 40 Tranquil plants every hour. Now, what you can do is if you want to sit and grind it, you can literally sit and use like cleaning spray to remove other mutations. Like this one only has frozen, right? This one only has frozen, I believe. So you can do things like that. So remove it from there, and just go around doing that and make it to where like Tranquil's the only available mutation. And you can also do is say a weather event starts, you can just straight up leave and then come back, you know, like 5 minutes after when the event's over. And this is once again secondary plot. So this is only going to be affecting the plants we're grinding. And then you're going to do also additionally, you can take advantage of the basic AFKing system. As said before, just stay AFK in the game for a while. And over time, you'll get a ton of these. I was able to literally trade in previously for nearly 200 Chi, which was really overpowered. But anyways, for the most part, that's pretty much it. I don't want to drag the video out because, you know, that's really all there is to cover. But if this video helped you out, make sure you leave a like and I'll see you on the next one.